Hello Year 11 Advanced English. Here is your third assessment task for your preliminary course. It is your Module A, the comparative study of text. The mode is representing and writing. Today's date is the 8th of the 5th, 2015, and the date for submission is the 9th of the 6th, 2015. It is a hand-in task that needs to be handed in at the library between 8:15 and 8:35. Remember, penalties apply if guidelines are breached. If you're running late, please contact Miss McGovern and have a message left. Go out of your way to make sure that you cover yourself. It's an elective, so the marks are out of 20. The weighting is 15%. The outcomes being assessed in this task are Outcome 1, 4, 6, 8 and 11. Outcome 1, how you describe and explain the relationships between composer, responder, text and context in particular texts. Outcome 4, it's your techniques question, how you describe and explain the ways in which language forms and features and structures of particular text shape meaning and influence responses. Outcome 6, the way you engage with a wide range of text to develop a considered and informed personal response. And outcome 8, how you articulate and represent your own ideas in a critical, interpretive and in imaginative texts. And outcome 11, how you draw upon the imagination to transform experience into text. Important part of the assessment here, gentlemen, the declaration of originality. This is just to ensure that you're not plagiarising or using the work of others and taking ownership of it yourself. Please, if you do use the ideas of anybody else, you simply do use a citing system where you acknowledge the source that you have taken it from. Here's the rubric for the task, gentlemen. So in your response, you'll be marked on your ability to express your ideas and understanding and knowledge of the issues of gender in the play and film. The second bullet point, how you can develop an organised and informed personal response using language that is appropriate to purpose, audience and form. Sorry, my D has just disappeared there. And the third bullet point, how you demonstrate an understanding of drama and film text and how they shape meaning. Remember, A Streetcar Named Desire is a drama text and Blue Jasmine is a film. So you need to be referring to those techniques when you are speaking about either of those particular texts. Really very important. Here's the task, and the word count for the task is 1,300 to 1,500 words. You are to choose two symbols that relate to both texts. For example, it could be clothing, jewellery, music, and occupations, furniture, locations, alcohol, and there are many more. If you're not sure or you would like to seek reassurance, please speak to your teacher about this. And what you will need to do is you'll need to provide a representation of your symbols. So they must be attached to your assessment task itself so that the teacher has a clear idea of what those two symbols are. What you need to do once you've chosen those is you need to analyse how differences or similarities in gender have been represented through these two symbols, and you must make detailed reference to your prescribed text. So that is equal value for both texts. And just a reminder here that you are to focus closely on drama techniques for A Streetcar Named Desire and film techniques for Blue Jasmine. The marking criteria, gentlemen. So, outcome 1, bullet point 1, demonstrates an extensive understanding of the ideas and issues of gender in the texts and how two symbols relate to gender representations in a similar or different way. Second bullet point, outcomes 6, 8 and 11, you express a sophisticated and sustained personal response in your choices using language that is appropriate to audience and purpose. And the third bullet point, that you demonstrate an extensive understanding of how drama and film techniques and how they shape meaning. Obviously, we're hoping that you're all sitting up in that A, that extensive range of a mark between 17 to 20. Obviously, the verbs change, the description of them changes once you get into the second band, and you're demonstrating a thorough understanding of the ideas and issues of gender in the text and how the symbols relate to gender representations in a similar or different way. that you are able to express a thorough and consistent personal response in your choices, using language that's appropriate to audience and purpose. And the third bullet point, that you demonstrate a thorough understanding of drama and film techniques and how they shape meaning. Gentlemen, it's really important when you do your techniques that you provide a really clear and relevant example that sits with the point that you're trying to make. So choose your textual references very carefully and make sure that they are relevant to the point that you're trying to make. Down in the sound region, that you're demonstrating a sound understanding of the ideas and issues of gender in the text and how the symbols relate to gender representations in a similar or different way. This means, simply in really simple language that you get it, but you're not developing it beyond the simplistic. So you've got to work your way through elaborating in a deeper way, choosing really appropriate textual examples that demonstrate an understanding and that you're going on and you're really explaining in a thorough or an extensive way. That's really where you want to be. So obviously, if you're sitting in the sound range, it would be a really good idea for you to have a discussion with your teacher, perhaps, put in a draft and get feedback on that to try and move you up though into the next band and so on and so forth from there, because ideally that's where we want you to be going at this point in time. Band 4. That fourth band is in the basic, the D range, and we hope that none of you are in there. And obviously the language changes. It's a basic understanding again. It's a basic and fragmented personal response. And you show a basic understanding of drama and film techniques. So sometimes you name them and sometimes you don't. You've got to be really clear, gentlemen. All techniques, be they drama or film or language, need to be explicitly named. They need to be explicitly identified. You can't rely on implicit understanding from a marker. It doesn't happen that way at HSC marking. Then in the elementary range, and this would be a very disappointing level to be sitting at, especially at this point in the course, that you've got an elementary understanding. So really you probably haven't read the text, you haven't done much research on it, and you haven't had a discussion with your teacher about your difficulties. That you've got an elementary personal response and that you've got an elementary understanding of drama and film techniques. Now, at this point of the course, I reiterate again, I would be very surprised to see that happening. 0 band, it's a non-attempt, a virtual non-attempt, and I'm just going to add in there a non-serious attempt, gentlemen, because at this point in the course, everything that you do should have depth and quality to it. Okay, and then you'll receive your feedback. Your teacher will give you constructive criticism about where you haven't gone right and where you need to go to make an improvement on the next, for the next task. So gentlemen, just recapping, this is Module A. It's your comparative study of text, so that's A Streetcar Named Desire, the drama text, and Blue Jasmine, the film. The task is a representing and writing task. It's due on the 9th of June. It's worth 20 marks and its weighting is 15%. I wish you all very